welcome back, everybody, to another Two Tamers Talk. Welcome back, man.
We're back. It's great. I'm excited. Not only that, guess what came out today?
What came out today?
EX-04.
Is that today?
That has to be today.
I think it's today. Yeah.
It's today. Isn't it crazy? So
it's today, days old. Yeah, man.
Yep. I'm so excited for this set. I mean, I'm very excited for Blue Flare. We were just doing some testing, and you can see how crazy my Blue Flare deck is, and the fact that it gets that much stronger.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
It's like I don't want to take out my red Greymon package. I've been really getting attached to it. Now it's time to move on, change, let them fly the coop, and become pure Blue Flare. So I'm very excited for that. I'm so pumped for Ravemon. It's not even funny. And I just think there's tons of great cards in this set, man. What about you? What are you looking forward to in EX-4?
You know my boy Omnimon. That's what I'm happy.
Yes.
I'm super excited because we've been talking about that forever, how much we wanted that red-blue DNA version of Omnimon. Like, I think everyone was calling for it for a long time. They're just like, if this is a new thing, you know, like, why can't the old cards get it? But yeah, no, it's super cool. I remember we did reveals like on the podcast when this first came out.
Yep.
And you called it, I think, like the week before they did the reveals, and you're like, I think it's going to be a black base.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and that was the crazy thing, and everyone's just like, what? And then, you know, you can go on some, you can check out some deck profiles and stuff from Japan and just seeing like just how it's just 4 of 4 of 4 of 4 of. It just seems really streamlined, and like if the deck's gonna work, it's gonna do really well, and if it's not, then it's just gonna be one of those decks.
To be fair, though, I remember what you're talking about when I called it being a black base, but that's because we had been revealed the Blitz Greymon and the Kreskarumon.
Yeah,
and each of them were half black.
Right.
So to me, it just made sense that the rest of the deck was going to be all black. So even though the Omnimon was white and it was DNA Digivolve from red and blue, but do you think in the future they're going to give us just a regular Omnimon that DNA Digivolves off of red blue, or do you think that, I don't know, with the way the War Gray has been trending towards black, Metal Garumon's been trending towards purple, that we're going to end up with a black-purple DNA Digivolve?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Of the Omnimon, even if it's just regular Omnimon. So I'm pretty excited, you know, about the possibilities of the game.
It's interesting to see what they're doing right now. It seems like they're kind of going a different way than they did before. I mean, I know we talked about like different like lead designer changes and stuff like that. And they're definitely doing what any good company should do, and they're pushing their new material into different IPs. So it's like they got the new Seeker stuff coming into the card game, so they can promote the manga or the magazine.
BT15 reveals?
No, I didn't.
I think BT15 reveals. I think it's going to focus more on. It's going to be a follow up to BT14.
Oh, okay.
With Season 1 characters again, right? And more Seeker stuff as well, just like you were mentioning with the Seekers. But I'm almost wondering, is the Seeker going to be a Metal Garurumon? Like how the Seeker to this set
that's what you're talking
was a
about.
War Greymon,
I remember,
right? And the reason why I'm thinking about this and going out of order of our script completely is the fact that we were just talking about Omnimon, red and blue, right? You think we could get a new Omnimon next set too? You know, because we didn't really get an Omnimon.
No, we got everything else.
You know, like... So
but it seems like that's kind of they did that in BT13. Like they gave us, I mean, between
they'll give us Omnimons all day. He's the mascot.
Between EX-04 and BT13, like we're getting 3 if you don't even count the reprints and the ghost rarity ones from the from the other sets. So,
well, I can't remember. Let us know in the comments. Season 1, it's escaping my mind. I heard BT15 is going to focus around Apocalypse and the Dark Masters. So
that's
going to be really
Of course, I remember seeing that because that's all about.
Yep. So Puppetmon, Piedmon, or Pinocchiomon for Japanese fans, Machine Dramon, and Metal Seedramon.
Yeah.
For the Dark Masters. So that's going to be crazy to see. What's going to happen? Are they going to be ace cards, or is it going to be a Digicross? Is it going to be, play from trash? Who knows? It's going to be insane to think about.
Well, the craziest thing for me is what's the new machine going to do? Like how, what can they put into machine to make it any stronger than it already is right now?
I don't think this Machine Dramon is going to be anything geared towards the Machine Dramon deck, kind of like how BT2 Machine Dramon is just on play Digivolve 2.
Yeah, I think starter deck one's garbage. Yeah,
I think this one's going to be specific towards this Dark Masters deck.
Okay.
So, but I'm not an expert. I don't know for sure.
Oh, you think they're gonna do with Dark Masters kind of what they did with the Royal Knight stuff, where they're like they all work together?
That's what
instead of their own separate.
It makes
decks,
so much sense, right? To have Yggdrasil, the way that they built that Royal Knights deck, it almost makes sense to do something very similar
with Apocalypse.
I mean, Apocalypse is a level 7 Digimon, right? So maybe it's gonna be different. Maybe it's gonna be. Do we get EX-05 before BT-15?
No,
it's BT-13.
Well, I don't know. So
the reason why I asked,
it usually goes 2 sets and then EX set, so it should go 13, 14 EX.
So we will get an EX set before.
I mean, if they stick to the same, but they also threw in the RB stuff, so there's 13 RB and then 14. Yeah. So maybe it's 13 RB, 14, 15, and then EX-5.
Gotcha. So we don't know. The reason why I bring up EX-5, not to seem like I'm going out of order, is the fact that they're talking about Huang Longmon, and then the 4 Devas with Ebon Wa, Zakao, Azulong, and Baihumon being ace cards. So however that is done, it's going to be some sort of combination of that and the Yggdrasil Royal Knights deck, I think, for the Apocalypse. It's going to be really interesting, right? Like, especially if there's a bunch of level 3s, like imagine a Devimon on play, reveal the top 5, grab a Virus Digimon or something.
Yeah.
Like, there's all sorts of cool things that they could do. I'm very much looking forward to not just EX-4 that, comes out today. Let us know in the comments what you think about playing, but also BT-14, EX-5, all the stuff in the future. Yeah. So it's going to be fun either way.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it.
Yep.
Oh, man, it has been a wild week for me just with work and the holidays and stuff like that, It has been what have you been up to? I know, like I said, our locals is still in transition, so we're still kind of dealing with the missing our buddies. But we got to get some good testing in today just to kind of kickstart and relive some stuff.
Yeah. But. No, I desperately miss everyone. It was great, and I was kind of cleaning out, and so I've been taking advantage of this time that we've had to just kind of go through some stuff, organize, deep clean, kind of purge out some stuff as I get ready for the future set. So I know I sent out a bat signal on Discord, like, hey man, like, hey everybody, I'm just moving some mats and deck boxes and things like that, and had a couple people come over, take me up on my offer, and take some stuff out of my house. So my wife thanks you for clearing up some of the clutter in my life, and I thank you as well. I'm very much excited to continue to do that. So next time we have locals or next time we have some sort of scene, I'm just going to bring that box of stuff that I'm just trying to donate at this point, to try to set up the scene and get things going again, especially because we're going to be at a new shop, right? Yeah. We're going to be at a new shop, and with a new shop becomes grabbing those that maybe have been enjoying this time off a little too much, and also trying to get the people who, wherever this new building is going to be, are close to that building that haven't played before. Yeah. So I'm all about getting that scene ready, but I've just been deck building, deck testing, etc., working on some other things in my life. So it's been good. I desperately miss everybody. I've already said that, but man, it is bad. I want to play a game. I want to get competitive, and
it was like our social outlet, right?
Yeah,
like that was like where we got to reconnect with everyone. So we can't wait to see everyone again. I really wish any of these other time slots would really work out, but it's just my work life and busy stuff with the fam and stuff like that.
I mean, it's hard, man. You and I both work 2 different schedules as is, so like making this time to come together for the fans. I mean, we do it for us too, obviously, but it can be difficult for everybody, and so we appreciate everybody that watches, because you guys make this worth it. 100%. So,
man, I was busy with work, and I was a day late getting the pod edited, and my phone blew up.
It wasn't your fault. It was my fault too, because originally we were planning on shooting that Wednesday, and it just didn't work out on my end, so that was my fault too. So it's both our faults, guys, that we were late on the podcast last week. So forgive us.
It was great though that like I had a whole bunch of people reach out and be like, "Is everything okay?" Because we've been clockwork about Friday at 8 a.m.
I mean, you've been killing it, man. You're always clockwork about all the releases and all that stuff. So it's like as soon as it's, I mean, you guys don't understand. As soon as we get something recorded, he's there editing, and it's almost out the next day. Or if we have multiple videos in the can, it's not. We're going to drop 4 videos at once. We're going to space them out, right, for great content and stuff. But
for sure. And this has been kind of a light week on content just because we're right at the end of a format. It seems like it always kind of happens right at the end of a format.
Yeah. I mean, I was joking around with you earlier. I want to film my Blue Flare deck now.
Yeah.
But you're totally right. EX-04 is legal. Why would I show off anything without EX-04
new stuff,
cards? So we're going to get that updated soon. I'm hoping to have Blue Flare filmed soon. I'm hoping to have Ravemon filmed soon. But I don't know, man. I'm obsessed with the Ravemon line, so I might have to wait till I get all of the shiny cards before I dive into that one.
Dude, that's a legacy deck for you. We've
That
been talking about
is,
that on the
man.
podcast since probably like the first 3 or 4
Yes.
episodes, right?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So if anyone grades cards or like has a hookup on a graded Ravemon, hit me up and I'll hook it, I'll make you a deal for it for
Now,
sure.
do you want the secret or the secret alternate? You want the ghost?
That is a
graded?
great question. So let's talk about that since we're talking about EX-04 and cards that we're excited to open up and stuff like that. The secret cards, as far as the Ravemon Burst Mode, Mirage Gale, or excuse me, not Burst Mode, right? Because Burst Mode's not in this set.
Yeah.
It's just the Ravemon. So the secret isn't in this set though for the Burst Mode. That's BT13 that the secrets are coming out.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know if it's worth it. Like, they look great, but
so
the
similar,
secret just adds, and like some of the cards, you can't tell the difference. Like, for example, Mirage Gale Burst Mode.
Yeah.
It takes away that like cool moon background, that like silhouette that it's got going on. And to me, that highlights the card so well that I personally, for me, that one's easy to be like, the regular's better than this, the ultra rare secret. Of course, we haven't seen the texturing from BT 14, 13, whatever set.
Yeah.
So
13,
we don't know for sure.
But it's like, I feel like Bandai keeps shooting themselves in the foot with these, like, they just, like, the success of the Ghost Rare since BT6 has been through the roof. And then all of a sudden, like, with the last set, right, they gave us the Darkness Baggermon, but it immediately fell in value because the regular secret is so much better.
But Bandai already made their money, so it doesn't matter. Why would they, you know what I'm saying? Like, they've already sold all the cases. They've already done all their job. It's not like they're on TCG Players selling stuff.
But it doesn't seem like they're going out of their way to make the Ghost Rarity ones better visually.
You would say that, but EX-4, the set that's coming out today, or came out today, that one, man, those Omnis are sweet.
Which ones?
Both
there's two Ghost Rarities, yeah.
The Zword is sick, as far as I can tell. I want to see one in person before I
Yeah.
officially make my decision, but it looks awesome.
Yeah.
The box topper one. When Zword Defeat first came out, loved the card. I've always loved the card for sure. Zword Defeat, one of my favorite cards in the game. I almost like the original art more than the alt art.
Yeah,
right?
I remember we used to have that. We had that conversation.
We used to have this conversation because
it's the eyeball that turns you.
Yeah,
the eyeball
yeah. It just looks so much more menacing, whereas the other one's like he's just standing up like a very skinny stick off to the side.
Yeah.
But the way they did the secret rare for the Zword Defeat is sick. I love it.
The silver and stuff.
Yeah, I think, and they did a good job of like zooming out of the Zword Defeat to kind of give you that full body menacing look. So that I think is a tough call. But the other one,
the Alter B or the Alter S,
they
gave the same treatment to it.
The same treatment. That one I'm not sure I'm like more because I've never been crazy about the like little silver metal background that they talk about, right? So
I guess we'll see.
We will see. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun set. I'm excited for this format, albeit it's going to be short. We just talked about it because we get BT13 next month.
I cannot believe we get BT13 that soon. That doesn't even give me time to do anything properly, like to enjoy the meta or the set or whatever. We're just gonna dive right into Royal Knights.
Yeah, but I'm okay with that. I mean, this.
You know how much overtime I'm gonna have to work to get all of these Royal Knights decked out?
The EX-4 stuff. It seems like it's all kind of aside from the Omnimon, which is literally like the archetype. It's like the D Reaper of the set, right? It's like all the pieces are in this set. Actually, I was looking at a bunch of example decks online for that, and it's like almost the entire deck comes out of this one box of cards. It's 4, and then you sprinkle in like a couple Agumons. You can run Nokias in it. I'm gonna experiment with a couple different things in it, but there's really not a whole lot you take. I think you take the Agumon and the Greymon from the last set since they're black, and you throw it in.
I think so too. Yep, that's what I remember.
So not a whole lot out of this set. It's it's all a junctuary at all,
and I'm fine with that, man. I'm all cool with that, So because it's not like a War Greymon deck or a Black War Greymon deck that has been terrorizing for sets now since BT8. Even arguably before with the War Grey stuff. So it's refreshing in its own way, and it's kind of nice because it's giving a nice spotlight to Blitz Greymon. Blitz Greymon, I'm a big fan of the design of that, and I was a big fan in the reboot series. Since we're talking about that, I think the English dub is working its way out or coming out soon. I watched the Japanese sub. I finished the whole thing. It has its good moments. It has its bad moments. Don't get me wrong. But Blitzgray was in there as an alternative Digivolution, and I really liked it. So that, and same thing with the Crestgarurumon. Crestgarurumon was alternative Digivolution. Very excited about that as well. And I kind of like that we're getting highlights on those. You know, I'm a big Metal Greymon fan. Like, it's one of my favorite Digimon. So I like Wargray not as much as I like Metal Greymon. So all the like level 5 variants of that I'm huge into. So I'm a big fan of variants. Same thing with the Garurumon, like tribal family. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see more Z Garurumon representation.
Yeah.
Like we're getting an EX-04.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited for that. I think that's a good backup level 6 for a lot of blue decks in general. But just lots of goodies, man. Lots of cool representation of different characters we haven't had in a while, or not enough of. We get a Victory Greymon in EX-4.
That's true. Yeah.
Right? It's not like a game-changing card, you know, but it's a cool level 6.
Yeah.
Lots of good characters.
It's like they're revisiting some of the old like BT1, BT2 cards, or they're just like, oh, we haven't done one of these in a while.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So I'm excited. Let us know in the comments again what you're thinking about building, what you're excited to see, what, not only that, what you guys want to see more of.
Yeah.
You know, like, what cards have you just been like, I need a new Tactimon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, right. So
now it's fun for me with kind of the diversity of decks we've had on the channel. Just with people like on social media being like, hey, does anyone have, like yesterday, someone on Facebook. Yesterday someone on Facebook was just like, I want a fun Wisemon list. Does anyone have one? And it's just nice to be able just to have that one and just be like, there you go.
Yeah,
check it out.
You and I both do the same thing where we'll like scroll Facebook, and if we're seeing, especially if we haven't seen each other's comments, we'll go back to our YouTube, we'll copy the link, post it right on their comment. But again, man, Jordan's Ancient Wisemon list was so good, and it's like not only that, it's one of our most popular videos in this whole set.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen the Ancient Wisemon list, go check it out.
That's good
stuff. If you have, let us know how grateful you are for Jordan jumping on the channel, and we are definitely going to be having him back here soon.
Now we are at the end of a format, and we are also kind of at the end of a tournament format. I think Ultimate Cups are done this month.
Are you going to miss BT12? I know you're trying to get into the Ultimate Cup stuff, but I'm going to hold you back 1 second.
Okay.
Because I want to hear, are you going to miss BT12? Like, let's do a look back, you know, like a review or whatever.
I am, yeah. I mean,
I think some people didn't like
this. I don't think EX-04 is going to change it too much. I had a lot of fun this set because it gave me a lot of pieces for decks that I like, and it truly changed the type of decks that I like to play. I mean, I've made a huge shift going from crazy, like playing Machine Dramons and playing, you know, Zoo decks and kind of stuff like that. It's just like Ulforce really made me just really fall back in love with stack decks. And
my wife didn't believe me when I told her that you weren't playing Machine Dramon anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she asked about it the other day. She was like, oh, is Jesse still playing Machine Dramon? Because she's been kind of out of the loop for a good number of sets now. And I'm like, no, that's like 2 months ago. He's played it.
I made the shift.
So that's an awesome point that you brought up.
Yeah, I'm really good at these bandwagons because I jump off right when they start doing well.
Like right when Machine Dramon starts doing well, that's
I'm
when
like,
you're like,
I'm out.
I'm gone. Yeah.
No, I mean, I think, and I call it fate because I pulled so many of the Alt-Art Renos. I was just like, well, I'm just going to build this deck.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I started building it, I had some good collabs with some people at the shop and just kind of went from there and then had success with it. And man,
I've loved every deck that you make. However, I'm glad you're back to doing stacks.
Yeah.
Because I will never forget some of the early games that we had at like the old shop before we even were at Wayward, and we had some awesome games with good flow going back and forth, working on stacks. And I think stacks is like the core of Digimon.
Yeah.
Yes, it's nice to have alternative playstyles, but you got to have an alternative to something.
Well, and I got to get out of my system because BT13's around the corner, and then I'm just going to get rid of it again.
Oh, you're gonna have fun with that. That's going to be so cool to play.
It's a different kind of stack with Ranger still, but
you're going to do it like the wrong way.
Yeah. No, so I took that kind of inspiration. I built Jessmon and, you know, Lord Knight and the Wargray stuff, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. So I'm kind of back to more traditional Digimon because of BT12.
Gotcha.
So I'm very thankful for BT12 because I think it's made me a better Digimon player.
Yeah.
You ready for Ultimate Cups?
Yes. Let me pull up the list here.
Because I think these are the last official Ultimate Cups, unless there was a delay that I'm not aware of. Because last time with BT12, there was a delay in Europe. So their tournaments were kind of staggered as far as legality goes compared to ours. But I think everyone's on the same page. I haven't seen any delays. So I think these are the last Ultimate Cups results for BT12.
I'm glad you keep up with that because I don't know.
Well, that's why we're both here.
That's
right?
why we're both here.
You do the lore, and I'm
here to say
manage,
a bunch of names and
yeah.
random lore things, and you're here to tell me about official tournaments.
All right. Well, let's start with Latin America since we're just talking about All Force. We're just jumping on the All Force kick. So first place, All Force.
All Force.
Another very, I don't want to say complex, but very not streamlined deck as far as picking one lane or the other. I like this because it kind of did everything.
It does, yeah.
You know, usually you pick like the Drachmon line and you go hard into the DP and then you don't do other stuff. But this is like sprinklings of everything.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of everything, but at the same time, it also doesn't feel like forced either. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes where it does feel forced, like to add in this offset of something else, but this seems like it flows pretty nice.
It just seems like you'd be missing something by putting this much in there.
But that's what I'm saying. Like when you look at this on the surface level, like it doesn't really look like it's missing anything. It's got all the pieces. It even has 3 blue removal in that what's that called? Great Mavelins?
Great Maelstrom.
Maelstrom, not Mavelin. Sorry, that's probably a purple term.
Yeah.
But the blue 9-drop, yep, that makes a lot of sense too. And
this looks just so tight to me. It blows my mind. Like everything looks super tight in this, and the fact that they run one of the V Tamer, which I think is one of the best Tamers in the deck. I mean, they have room for Madoki Betamons. They have room for 3 Kumamons.
I don't know how I feel about the 3 Kumamons, man. You know, like the Lanamon seems so good.
Only running 6 level 5s. Like that, I don't know how you run 6 level 5s and succeed with this deck. Like that blows
you have so
my
much
mind.
Draw, you got the search, you got
some draw. I mean, you got rid of the ties.
I agree with you.
You know, and you got the Jerrys, but that relies on them to attack you to get the draw.
I'm trying to play devil's advocate here, you know, because I agree 6 is not enough, but we really started seeing this trend towards 6 level 5s with what was it, BT6 Jesmon?
Yeah.
Or BT6 Jesmon, where they started playing all the sisters. So to make room for all of that before Mulligans, they were already playing 7/6 level 5s to make room for all the cards that they wanted in their deck. So they're kind of continuing that trend.
I mean, they got good search because they got the VMons, and that Dracomon searches any Drummon, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. So you got that, but I don't know. I mean, you got good draw with the Leomon deletion too, but I do like that they run 2 Sora and Joes because you know it's been one of my trademark cards in this deck. I love Sora and Joe in Old Force. I think that it is so strong. Let's jump into I mean, do you think that there's enough room for the Great Maelstrom in there? Like, what do you think that that's meant to counter? Is it just to counter the quartz?
It can counter quartz, yes. And I like the fact that the memory can be reduced at the play cost, right? When you activate the ability, being able to tuck things, whatever. To me, it just feels like you leave it in your security, and if you draw it in hand, you don't play unless you like absolutely need to, and you still focus on your offensive aggression. But it's hard to tell, man. I mean, like, it almost seems like when you would look at this that the ratios are really good on the surface level, again, besides the level 5s. I think I agree I would like 7 or 8 for sure, but they don't have the room. And then you're just like, how do they have room for all these Tamers? 6 options, 3 being memory boosts, 3 being kill spells / removal, and just a powerful amount of level 3s. It is 10 level 3s, though. Yeah, that is on the low side.
That's already on the low side.
That is already on the low side, but they have the ability to play like Jerry, play a Leomon, hard play a Leomon, get a blocker set up, right? So play blue memory boost early on. There's so many things that they can do where, I mean, you're the Old Force guy. I don't know what else to say about this deck.
First thing I would do is go down to 2 Great Maelstorms and go up to 7 level 5s.
Right, that's the first thing. I feel like my first thing would be to get to 12 or 13 level 3s.
Yeah. That seems like a Jeff thing.
That should be a Jeff thing. Yep, trademark that.
Yep.
Add more level 3s. When in doubt.
Great job to this player. What was second place? Was that was all? No, that was.
Oh yes. I'm excited to. Oh wait, wrong deck.
We're gonna get there, folks. We're gonna get there. Second place was Machine Dramon.
Was the Machine Dramon, and you had brought up a really interesting point about a level 4 in this deck. Yeah. And not only that, the other Machine Dramon deck we'll talk about here in a sec.
Yeah. also plays that. What is that? What is the name of that? Ganemon, right?
Yeah, that coin with the mustache.
Coin, yeah. From the what set was that? Because I remember playing these in pre-release. Yeah. Playing those in pre-release was a lot of fun.
So that's BT12, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I guess let us know in the comments why they play these Ganemons. Like we were spent, like 30 minutes trying to figure out why they were playing this. I mean, it's Reboot, yeah. But you get Reboot from Metal Tyranno.
Yeah, Reboot from 20 cyborgs. There's a whole bunch of cyborgs to give you Reboot.
I think the conclusion we came to is that it's a 4-drop in case you brick, because you're only playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 level 3s in this deck. So that way you can. But again, as a 1-of, it's so difficult. So it's
like, why wouldn't you just go one more Tankmon or something?
Or one more of the Jazarichamon, whatever the level 4s.
Zardmon.
Yeah, whatever the level 4 is, because it's also a 4-drop. So very curious about that card and digging.
Yeah. Really interesting to see what they're doing with these decks nowadays. I mean, you got they're adding hybrids for game again.
Oh yeah,
hybrids for game.
I love it.
And Attack of the Heavy Mobile. So a lot of gotcha. I'm gonna win cards, right?
Yeah, I mean, when I remember BT4, when all of a sudden hybrid for game became a thing, Lobo for game was so prevalent, more than Aguni for game.
Yeah.
Just because blue decks had more room because there was like less tribal things to do back then, right? And now it's like, I think it's only fair that every color has
one of those. Yeah.
Besides white, right? White's a tough call. I don't see any reason why Bandai can't give us a white hybrid level 4. Digivolves on white Tamers, because you're gonna hurt your own deck if you put that in if you're not a primarily white color deck.
Like Eosmon deck.
I mean, maybe it just makes Eosmon tier 0. We've had a couple Eosmon deck videos on the channel.
Yep. One I can really remember.
Yeah, one that we can really remember. So that was a fun one.
All right. Well, congrats to the machine player.
Yep.
Second. What was third? Another all 4 stack.
Another all 4 stack, yeah. With the strong difference here being the Lanamon, it seems like they're playing
no Badokis, but also playing Sora and Joe.
Also playing 10 level 3s.
Yep. Still playing 6 level 5s.
Yeah, so maybe that's the number. Maybe you should try that
close,
number and see what you think.
But they also took out, not took out, but in comparison to the other list, we have the EX-01 Vmon, which I think is really good. Also, they did go Lanamon, which I think is the smart move.
I like that as a 2-of 2 instead of a 3-of, like the Kumamons in the first place.
Super heavy on Tamers, though. Look at that. Man,
well, I mean, 3, to make 5, room for that, they had 10, to go down 14. On a Great Maelstrom and go down on a Blue Memory Boost. 14. So they both had the same idea of playing those options as their options in the deck, but...
Yeah. I like the 10 level 4s they chose. That seems really streamlined. You pick the one good Vidramon, and then you got your Lanamons and your Leomons. The thing you're going to struggle with a little bit is that Dracomon's not going to be able to search 6 of your 10 level 4s if you are breaking on level 4s, which is kind of rough.
Yeah, because that's kind of one of those key pieces. Like, it's so hard to get to a level 5 if you don't have a level 4. Like, you can get out of it for sure if you don't have a level 3, but you have a 4 and a 5, right? You can hard drop the 4, etc. But man, if you don't get to 4, so that's a good point there about.
And even that Vmon's not going to search those out either. Yeah. So really interesting to see that. All right, and then what was next? We do have a 4th place, right?
We do, yes, Blue Flare.
That's right. This was the deck that I was really excited for you to talk about.
Yeah. So I've been playing Blue Flare a lot lately, guys. I've been really digging the deck. I'm a huge Blue Flare fan. In general, what's crazy about this deck was this takes me back to my original Blue Flare, or maybe not my very first list, but like the deck that I felt like I refined, is that I increased the number of level 3s in the deck to be extra aggressive, because in my opinion, Blue Flare is an aggressive deck. It's not as aggressive as, Crossheart, right? Like, it's got a little bit more defensive and stun capabilities, but it can still be aggressive. So you're having the 12 level 3s, especially that new Balukomon.
Yeah.
That's so cool. How many cards it draws. So as of right now, my Blue Flare list, this is before EX-04 I've updated anything like that. I'm playing just 8, and I feel like 8 has been enough, but I want to increase the amount of level 3s, so having that room is just so hard. But this is just a killer deck. Doesn't play any of the Metal Greymon Cyberdra launchers. That's kind of one of those cards that I see every list playing, so I'm playing it.
Play 1 or 2.
I'm playing 2 right now. I see most lists playing 2 to 3, most of them playing 2. And I see the benefit of it, but also at the same time, Decker Greymon is just such a good level 5 with Armor Purge, right? Yes, it doesn't have the quote-unquote removal that the Cyberdramon, but Cyberdramon only really bounces level 3.
Yeah.
Right? And sometimes you kind of want to stun their level 3, keep it on board so you can unsuspend using the using the Greymon's effect, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what's crazy about this list, if you just zoom out for a sec, it's only 2 lines, tons of 4-evs, no red. I know it's Ultimate Cup.
Yeah.
I understand that it's an Ultimate Cup, so that's why they're not playing Metal Greymon X Antibody and the red Greymon level 4 for the security attack. But this is very similar to what EX-04 is going to change the Blue Flare deck into.
Oh.
Because the red's going to go away, I think. I mean, if you still want to play
just make room for
it,
more of the new blue.
I know I'm going to try it myself, but you have new Greymons, you have new Male Birdramon, you have new Metal Greymon, so it's like the way things change is going to be very interesting. And I've been really digging this Z Greymon lately. I've been having a hard time with it more than a 3-of. I actually went down to 2-of in my current list. Again, not geared for Ultimate Cups. This is obviously an Ultimate Cup list, so it makes sense why they're playing all blue. But yeah, so I mean, Blue Flare is crazy. Blue Flare is crazy indeed.
All right. Well, those were the Latin America Ultimate Cups. We also, in the same day, today we got the reveals for the North America, the Play TCG results. Also, really cool because I think Bandai's doing a good job with these ban lists. I know that everyone's kind of like on the fence, this, that, not this one, not that one, but this one, but not that one. But, I mean, the results speak for themselves. I mean, we have different decks, different colors of decks, different kinds of decks, different boss villains, different types of the same deck. Everything is a big variation in what's winning.
So much better to throw them when this came out, right, guys?
I don't remember that. But you know what I mean? Like, there's all kinds. I mean, check out this list. We have Bloomlord took first
here. I'm loving it, man.
Post restrictions. I mean, one of our thumbnails was, why does Bandai hate green? And look at green topping.
Look at it go.
Look at it go. Post restrictions, you got one Blossomon, one Argomon, and they're still kicking butt, right?
I mean, it makes so much sense. What's crazy is the fact that we're seeing the Parasaur again. Remember we talked about the Parasaurmon from EX-03?
Yeah.
I still haven't looked up what that card does. You'd think I would have remembered by now to figure that out.
When you would play a green Digimon card, you may suspend the Digimon or this Digimon to reduce. So you can. It's pretty much just like a Digizor, but you get to suspend that to.
Yeah. That's interesting. So lots of good stuff here in green.
My favorite part about this deck is that Nidhogg. I love seeing that card come back as a 1-of, just because
that card is so good,
so nostalgic to me. Just to go back to playing with buddies at a couple shops and just being a victim to that card and being like, it's one of those cards where it's just like
green deserved Nidhogg.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah. It still deserves it too. So
it's one of those things where like you're playing out all these cards and then you look at your opponent and you're just like, you have Nidhogg in your hand, don't you? Like,
that became another verb, right?
Yeah,
where it's like, I'm about to get Nidhogged.
Yeah. So awesome list. I can't wait to see more success. I love the 4 green memory boosts. Super strong.
I do too.
And just kind of like what we were talking about with Basil in his video and stuff. I mean, just down to 2 Mimis. Like, there's just not room for those 4-cost tamers that you have to just hard play. You know?
Yeah, I think green can really get away with just 2.
Yeah.
Green and purple seem to be the colors that can benefit the most from just having 2 of as far as their memory setters go. So I'm a fan.
All right. Second place. Look at this. See, there's still room in this game for Beelzemon.
So for all those Beelzemon fans, we are not forgetting about you. We didn't just totally crap on you these past couple weeks with all the ban list talk and all that. Here's your representation.
Isn't it cool, though, that the 2 decks, I think, that people argue got hit the hardest from these restrictions took 1 and 2 in Ultimate Cup?
That's a great point. I'm glad you brought that up. I didn't even think about that.
Crazy.
Yeah.
You know?
You're right.
Granted, this is Ultimate Cup, so it is restricted to monocolor, right? So this isn't representative of like regionals or something where people can mix and match, but
yeah, there's no chaos tags. There's no.
But we're talking Bloomlord took first, and Beelzemon took second, and they did it without the cards that everyone argued were broken. Now they didn't dominate the entire top 16, top 24, like they were doing, like Bielsamon was doing before, where it was like
just one deck
50-60% of the top decks. But I like this one because look, this is almost like a security control deck. Look at all those kill spells.
Yeah,
almost 10% of this deck is just like, I'm gonna kill you in security. And the rest, I mean, look at this. They have 2, 5, 7, 8. No, they have huge bodies in security, right? So the chances of you getting away with swinging for 10K at their security and living is next to none.
No, I'm a big fan of this deck too, man. I'm loving the fact that I think it was last week or the week before we talked about some Bielsamon decks that were in the top, and they were playing like 3 Rivals Barrage and 1 of these 7th full clusters.
Yeah.
This is what I like to see more.
Yeah.
4 Rivals Barrage and 1 7th full cluster. Like, yeah, it's a good card. 7th full cluster is a great card. Doesn't need to be more than a 1, maybe 2 of at most.
Look at the full play set of the Ayamakos, too.
Yeah, the Rivals Barrage needs to be a 4 of, and that also goes to the Ayamako. Ayamako is so good.
I think the last list we looked at was down to 2 or 3.
Which, I mean, I get it. Like, if if that's not your preference, if that's not your play style, whatever.
But look at the consistency. I mean, it's just...
Oh, yeah.
Let's build this big body as fast as we can, and then if you want to swing, good luck,
Once again, though, features 6 level 5s.
Yep. So which I think is a little different in this deck, because you get it does play the Warper, right?
Yeah, you warp a lot. You warp from Iman to Bielsamon. I get that and stuff. So like this, I could make the argument more than Old Force, because Old Force, you're like waiting to make your stack.
You need the 5 really bad. Yeah. All right. What was 3? Did I miss 3? What was 3? I know we just talked about it, but
I see 2 top 4s.
Did they tie for 4th? They must have tied for it,
or is it the same list?
I don't know.
No, they're not the same list. Maybe.
I don't know. This is what Digimon posted. So back-to-back Machine Dramon lists. We won't go super in-depth into it because it's pretty similar to the last
this
list.
is interesting for a sec. I'm sorry. I didn't realize what Dorumon they were playing in this list. I thought it was just the security Dorumon. That's not the security Dorumon.
What do you mean?
That so for which one are you looking for at? I guess it doesn't matter. They're both the same.
Yeah.
But they're both playing 4 of the Dorumon. I think that's the one from BT9?
Yeah, the one that when you tuck you draw a card, right?
Yeah, I always thought that those were the security ones. So it's interesting seeing.
No, that's pretty standard in the list.
Well, that's news to me, guys. I've been living under a rock.
But once again, playing 2 of the Ganamon, so apparently that's just becoming pretty standard in the deck. I do love the BT2 Metal Greymon, though. I do love that. When this Digimon has Reboot, Scary Attack +1.
It's such a good card.
It's one of the ones that Basil uses in his list. It's really strong.
Yeah, you were messing with that for a little bit, too.
Yeah, it's great. And then also the Black Mock Gagomon. When this Digimon has Reboot. So I think this is a lot more consistent with that Ganamon, because it gets all of these bonuses off having Reboot.
Security Attack +2K.
Yeah.
Yep.
So really consistent there. So that this list makes that Ganamon make a lot more sense to me, just because it needs Reboot to do everything. Another fun thing is it plays the Cyberdramon from EX-02. It plays the Justimon Cyborg.
Yep.
Which I've experimented with a little bit. I like it because, D-Digivolve is so strong in a lot of these formats.
Well, it's nice when you have room, right? It's a one of.
Yeah.
It's not like it's committing your entire deck to it.
Man, it's a bunch of wild lists with Ultimate Cup, and I'm pretty excited overall with just the big variety of decks that we're seeing hit these tournaments hard.
Me too.
I can't wait. I'm excited to see what North America does with EX-04.
Yeah.
Because we are post-ban list, so like we talked about in the last couple of podcasts, it's going to be a little bit different than what the results we saw in Japan.
I mean, U.S. and maybe I should clarify, it's not just the U.S., it's all these English card players, right?
Latin America, Oceania.
Yeah. So forgive me, guys. I apologize. But we're always a little bit different than Japan. Like we can see a trend, and I don't know if because we see the trend of what's going on in Japan, or maybe we just have better deck builders. I don't know, something drastic like that. But we're always different in completely different ways. So it's going to be very interesting to see what EX-04, what the meta becomes, right?
Yeah, I'm really curious, because from what happened in Japan, it didn't look like a lot of EX-04 like main sets.
It really looked like BT12 just continued to dominate throughout the entire set until BT13 came. And I think that's a great point that you brought up, that the ban lists.
Yeah.
Now that we have these ban lists, it gives more time for EX-04 to shine.
Yeah. Let people play with it for, the whole month that we're going to have it before BT13 comes out.
Oh, man. I wouldn't mind another delay. Let's be honest here.
I'm excited. I want to get those. Need some more Omnimons in my life,
Need
even though we're
some more
getting
Royal
2
Knights.
today. Yeah.
Okay, so you've been really into Old Force lately. Would you say Old Force is your new favorite Royal Knight?
Maybe.
Out of the 13 Royal Knights.
Well, I mean, from the perspective of the card game, even though I'm not like an anime,
Yep.
I'm not watching the animated series. It's my favorite archetype for the cards.
The
yeah,
card out of all the Royal Knights.
I like it because it doesn't rely on options to be strong. It has everything kind of built into one thing, and if you can make your deck consistent and you can make it just kind of play the right way and draw the right cards, it's all about the minor tweaks. It's kind of like min-maxing on like RPGs or like Warcraft or whatever. It's like you just make one little tweak here, you just keep making the little tweaks, and then eventually you just have this really strong,
I gotcha.
Dialed in monster. So really strong.
So now card game out the window.
Okay.
Design wise, is Old Force your favorite Royal Knight?
Like visually?
Yeah, like visually. Okay, so
No.
Omnimon,
No.
Examon, Old Force Veedramon, Magnamon, Imperial Dramon Fighter mode, Imperial Dramon Paladin mode. I don't remember if I said Omnimon. Leopardmon, Examon, Gankumon, Craniumon, Lord Knight, Dynus, Kentaurus,
Yeah.
and Old Force. So I think that's all 13. You'll have to let me know if I got them wrong. So after all those names I just threw at you,
That was a lot.
Aesthetically, strictly like based off of just cool looks, and you just want to, is that the one your favorite, Old Force?
It's probably, Omnimon X is technically a Royal Knight, right?
It is, but it's Omnimon, just the X antibody
Yeah,
version.
that's my favorite. I like
Omnimon. I gotcha. There ain't nothing wrong with
After that, I would probably say Old Force.
Bandai whoever is in charge of Digimon, maybe it's not Bandai specifically, did a great job designing Omnimon.
And honestly, I think Old Force X looks better than Old Force.
One of these days, I'm gonna have to show you. I found this really cool concept art for the first version of Omnimon that they came out with, where it was literally like a centaur, where it was Metal Greymon for the lower half, or excuse me, Metal Garurumon for the lower half, where he's like riding 4 legs with just a War Grey sitting on top.
Oh, that's cool.
So like we could have had that, but instead we have this really cool Omnimon, Omegamon, just really cool badass. So
it's awesome. Well, I think we got to jump into cards of the week, my guy.
Yeah. Since we're talking about Digimon and stuff like that, I guess why not?
I went first last time.
Okay, if you say so, sure.
I'm keeping track now.
I'm glad you're keeping track.
I got notches in the wall behind me. It's kind of hard for us to choose these weeks, right? Because we're not like super deep, because we haven't been going to locals the last couple of weeks, and we kind of just get to experiment with each other's decks, and I know you get to play at home a little bit. So
I get to play at home a little bit, but not nearly as much as you think or whatever.
Yeah.
So my card of the week is the Dorbeckmon from EX-3.
Okay.
I might have chosen this already, so for all of you loyal fans, let me know if I've chosen this before. I don't think I have.
Go back and watch the other 41 episodes.
Go back, watch all 41 episodes, pull out your little grading rubric and critique us and let us know. But Dorbeckmon is just such a cool archetype for the game, and the fact that we had a great friend of ours on the channel post his deck list, and I really liked his deck list.
That's good.
And I almost want him to play it more now that we have mulligans, right? I kind of want to mess with it more. But I remember talking, was it last week or the week? It was your birthday week, whatever the birthday week was, where you got your, you went to Denver. I got a cool Dorbeck Wargrave list. I built it, and I've been playing it. And it is sweet.
Is it fun?
It is so much fun. There are things that I can do to make it a little bit better, I think. I haven't quite figured it out. Just make it a little bit consistent, because like all my level 5s right now are cyborgs, not dinosaur, dragonkin, whatever.
Yeah.
But man, Dorbeck is so cool. The fact that you can just Digicross 5, obviously as long as you meet those conditions, right, and then rush, you delete a body, it's sweet. I love the Dorbeck. I'm very excited about it. And I kind of want to encourage Bandai to keep making cards like that.
Yeah.
Like, I think Dorbeck was a character that nobody thought was going to get a lot of representation. We got the first Dorbeckmon card in BT5.
Yeah.
When they did almost like a mini Cross Wars series where we got, Omni Shoutmon, Shoutmon DX, Zeke Greymon, but it was all red. And you Digivolved and you tucked underneath the stack. And we got a Dorbeekmon there as just like a uncommon level 6. But the fact that they gave us this really cool Dorbeek with the on-play rush, I love it. That's my card of the week. What's yours?
Ready for mine?
Yeah. I'm
going to show my age here.
Okay.
Going back all the way to the beginning.
The beginning? So you're talking about P1 Agumon, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, I'm going back to Red Tie.
Red Tie.
Old school
good choice.
Red Tie. I know I've been having a lot of fun with the War Grade deck. Check out that video if you haven't checked it out. I love all the future-proofed early tamers that they gave us early on.
Yeah.
And so if you're talking about, like, we were talking about, like, some of the BT1, BT2, and just power creep, right? There's very few things in those sets that have been power creep proof.
Yeah.
You know? And I really think, I mean, if you're talking about just old school tamers, like you're talking about the OG Mimi, the OG TK, the OG Tai,
they're
like
still used.
They're still used in a lot
of
decks. And I think that Bandai did a really good job about not making them too strong, but making them still viable. Because if you look at all the tamers that came out between like BT6, and I'm generalizing here, right? But if you look at all the tamers, which is, I'm going to say 75 to 80% of the tamers between like BT6 and BT12, they're either very deck specific, or they're absolutely useless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, for them to just be that good right out of the gate and be like, here's some staple tamers, and you're gonna use them forever.
Yep.
And it's really cool to see. I like the tie because it really goes with the style of play that I'm doing right now with stack decks, whether it's in Jesmon or
especially with all the anybody that you're playing.
Yes. So it's really cool. And I guess it's just kind of the figurehead for OG tamers. So I guess my cards of the week are just going to be the OG tamers, the ones from like the early sets that have just
I've been thinking a lot about
really
that
pioneered
too lately, man. Like it's crazy. I think we must have been on the same wavelength this week or something, because I was thinking about the just BT1 tamers, and I mean, obviously we didn't have purple in BT1, or maybe not. Obviously, for those of you who didn't join the game early in the beginning, welcome aboard. Nothing wrong with that, but BT2 Matt.
Yeah, I'm going to say tamers between BT1 and BT3. Like, they're just really solid.
Especially the red Sora.
Okay, maybe not that one.
I know, you said like 75% or whatever. So.
Yeah.
Also, the Blue Joe, right? The Blue Joe is really good.
The 2 cost?
Yeah, the 2 cost if you strip a source, scan a memory or something like that.
Yeah.
Lots
of
it's
fun,
just cool decks.
There's just some really cool stuff that I think that they did well early on. And so I got to give credit to Bandai where credit's due in those old sets.
I mean, the fact that Mimi's still placing in the top.
Yeah.
Just one with Quartzmon with 2 Mimis. I mean, we're talking 20 sets in, whatever. Like, I keep saying that every week, but that's okay.
If you count the starter decks, we are 20 sets in.
Sure.
Right? All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for this week. I know we got a busy couple days ahead of us.
We do.
So stay tuned to the channel.
Stay tuned to the channel. We got a great EX-04 case opening coming your way. Or maybe it's already out. I don't know.
It's already out.
Don't worry about it. Things happen. We got tons of great deck profile videos coming your way. Super excited. We can't wait to get to locals. Yeah.
Let us know in the comments of your first impressions of EX-04.
Yes.
All right. And what you guys want to see us build for EX-4. It's a big one. All right. We're going to catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.
Thanks.